How's it going, guys? I'm going to show you a little game I played just yesterday, as of the time of this voiceover, of a little Warwick in the jungle. I'm playing ranked. I'm in gold 4 here, and just wanted to show that basically Warwick's kind of proven to be one of the easier junglers to be consistent and carry with. Even if you do somewhat bad, so to speak, you can still kind of help your team enough. There's some core things. So that's basically what I'm going to show you here. I'm kind of going to skip over the jungle clearing because it's pretty straightforward, and honestly, I didn't have the best clear in the world. This actually was kind of a rough game, as you'll see. I made some mistakes. But I think Warwick's very strong, I've been playing a lot recently, semi a lot recently, and some characters I've had trouble with that I used to be really good with, and I don't know what it was exactly other than I'm playing against better people, so I need a stronger jungler. Like I was trying Shaco for a long time, and I managed to get through silver pretty quickly with Shaco, but then when I got near top of silver slash into gold, it started to become really hard to carry with Shaco, so then I kind of switched to a lot of Wukong, and I played Wukong, and I kind of got up back into gold and pretty steady there, but the problem arose again where I felt like I couldn't carry with Wukong very easily, and so Warwick's been one of my go-tos. Anyway, here's the game. There's one of the first ganks. I come in here foolishly, and I managed to get away though, but really shouldn't have been in that position to begin with, or should have got there a little earlier, but you can't really control your lanes. There's not a whole lot you can do if they just feed. So we do get pretty good stability here. It's a pretty neck and neck opening, and it looked like we could grab an early jungle, but didn't really want to contest it. It just does too much damage this early to be skirmishing and taking dragon. So there's always a hint. If you're about to start a skirmish, especially early on when the dragon hurts, you want to get the aggro off you. If you can manage to get the aggro of the dragon onto your enemies while you're skirmishing, that's kind of good, but just hold your smite and all that. So Jax comes in, and before we get it too low and he can potentially smite it, we re-engage, which is a smart move. Get him off of there. You don't want to 50-50 it. If it gets low and he jumps in there, it's a 50-50. He might get it, I might get it. But if you zone him out, then you're getting it. A little skirmish after the fact. Not too bad. We trade 1 for 1. Ezreal blows his flash. And yeah, it looks like it's time to go, so I dodge on out and get some berries, some delicious berries. And a little later we got some action mid. Jax has proven to be, he's ganking a lot. So I'm frequently chasing him around just to make sure nothing too bad happens. But overall, I felt like I was behind most of the game, a lot of times just because I was coming to these battles late. I messed up a few clears and lost a few seconds early, and that really kind of adds up later. You don't want to, the early game is critically important. I know that's obvious, but it's not obvious to noobs how critically important the early game is. If you get behind, it's really hard to catch back up, and if you're ahead, it's kind of easy to stay ahead. It's just the way the game is. And we managed to secure this. It took a few times for me to grab it. I saw the action up top and wanted to get up there, but it looks like I was too late anyway. But I kind of went ham. I thought maybe I could ult the Jax and kill him, and then I got ulted by Mord, and it's all bad from here, really. I didn't know what to do. I probably could have concocted a way to live, but I don't know. It was just a crapshoot. I shouldn't have been there. So as you can see, I am, while I'm being kind of an annoying Warwick, I'm not actually doing a whole lot productive as far as getting kills and pushing lanes. I'm just kind of showing presence, and sometimes that's enough. That's a lot better than nothing. If I were just in the jungle farming the whole time, I wouldn't necessarily be much better off. I might have a tiny bit more experience, but also my lanes and their enemies would kind of notice that it's relatively uncontested. Anyway, I dropped the Herald there, and then I backed and started jungling again. And we did get that top turret, got some gold off of that, so that was good. And there's just so much action in these lanes. I'm just constantly running the lanes. I feel like I can't even be in the jungle. But our Samira is making some plays. She's enough to carry this game. She's very reckless, though. Maybe a little too reckless. But that is kind of how you play Samira. I think this person was just limit testing because they were duoing with the Thresh. I decided to go ahead and push this lane in before backing because nobody's down here. And it looks pretty evened out, which means the wave's basically going to sit in the middle and build up there. So if I just push it under their turret real quick, they'll lose experience from the minions that die to turret, and it will bounce back, and my allies will get plenty of XP. Little wave management there. And more action bot. It seems to never end. Obviously going Divine Sunder here, it is a very strong item. And going straight for the Herald again. So they did get the second dragon earlier when I was doing that Herald. They're definitely contesting things. But I do feel at this point as though it's pretty even. I feel like we probably have the upper hand, and we kind of do. It's mostly just Fiora and Samira can really put out the damage. So that is a really good sign, which also tells me I don't necessarily need to carry. I basically just need to be really good at supporting them. So Warwick's really good for this because he can tank a lot of damage, he can heal a lot of damage. He's also relatively good at dodging skill shots, especially when you have your speed boost going. So he's pretty hard to hit. And then he also has a fear and a damage reduction. So with smart use of those, and you'll see I do that a lot later during the team fights, I'm able to bother and make the enemies waste enough that my carries are sure to carry. That's really the whole point here. That's what this match turns into. Sometimes it's not like this. Sometimes you get way ahead and you destroy everyone as Warwick. Sometimes you need to be a little tankier, you know? So this was one of those where after Divine Sunder I was kind of deciding what to build. And usually I get Blade of the Rune King, but if I feel like I need to get a lot tankier because I'm just not able to auto people in these fights too much, then that's when you go for some tank. And yes, I hit an ult. I actually landed an ult. Miss Akali, yeah, she was a little scary, but I felt pretty confident that she was not able to beat me because I could just keep healing off of her, and once she's below 50% health, I get all these bonuses on her. So she would really have to burst me. I also have the Merc ready. Just hoping I could get him in time, and I do, just barely. Didn't even need to fear him. But yeah, when Jax uses his stun, you can often counter with your fear, because if you fear him before or right after it goes off, you can often jump. You can get right out of the range of being stunned, or while you're stunned, you can have him feared. So, as you might guess, Warwick is a decent counter to Jax, I feel, just because of the way his E cancels out Jax's E, and also Jax can't necessarily kill him that quickly because you can just lifesteal and stun him with your R. Just don't stun him while... Don't stun him with your R. Okay, never mind. I was going to say why he has his E going, but yeah, there I missed an ult. Bad play on my part. I thought I could hit the Ezreal, but I mistimed it. So it happens. What do you do? Yeah, that's another thing about these type of games. Yeah, sometimes things just happen, and you just kind of got to make the best of it. There's no real sense getting mad or emotional about it. It's one of the things that I like about this game is it really trains you to, like, I don't know how else to say it, to manage your emotions. This game is notoriously good at enraging people. So if you can, like, take an L without getting enraged, you're way ahead of the others. And I once again missed an ult, get blown up by Lux, get surrounded by the whole team. Terrible situation, really unfortunate, but it happens. And at this point, I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm buying tank. I'm going for Spirit Visage for the healing, and they do have a decent amount of magic damage on the enemy team. So being that I've been behind, I'm trying to get these camps in between being present in lanes, and it's really making it a challenge. You really got to know how to optimize these camps if you want to get them in. There it is. See, I gave him the fear right there after that. Kind of countered the Jax. Once I'm in the fight with Jax, I can kind of CC him enough and mess with him to allow my carries to take care of him. So that's kind of my main job. It's no longer to do any crazy plays. It's just to remain nice and consistent so the people that are making the crazy plays can pull them off. That's often your job as a jungler, is to just be like a CC, annoying bot, time waster bot for the enemies. You know, you just want to do that kind of stuff. A few other fights that come up here shortly. Some interesting things happen that I also want to talk about, and about how these fights are played. But I think at this point we were looking at a Baron, potential Baron here. But it didn't look like we were quite ready. Get the Spirit Visage. Dragon spawning soon. The Dragon's heavily contested this game. Everyone's going for it. So every time it's spawning, we're having another fight. This was a very active match. There's Jax. Gave him the fear. I ulted him accidentally. I was actually trying to get Lux or Ezreal there. But Jax got in the way, so... So I really got to play this fight right. I can't really dive into Ezreal and Lux, because if I get stunned, I get chunked a lot. Might not die completely, but I'll be real low, and I don't really want that before Dragon. Really just want to get them off the Dragon priority so we can get in there and clear it. My team is super low, which kind of worries me, but at least Samira is healing up quickly. I just wish this Thresh would get back or something, I don't know. Anyway, another fight breaks out. Vex is just having a good old time. Never really talked about her much. I couldn't really tell if she was good or not. She seemed good enough, I'll say that. These guys really wanted to chase Ezreal. I was against this plan, as we're not catching the Ezreal, clearly. So, I don't know. I just thought it was a bad idea. And I did have my ult, and maybe I should have came in behind the Ezreal, but I'm pretty sure we were just too outnumbered, because also there was the timers. Ezreal and Akali were spawning, and it wasn't a good situation. And I think I made the right choice to just get out and grab red. Thresh died, but kind of expected that. He was already low. Wasn't a whole lot I could do. And if I joined them, I'm pretty sure I would have just went down with them. So yeah, that's a situation to recognize. If you know that you're not going to be much help in a fight, and you're just going to feed a kill, it's better to just go farm. I know that sounds really obvious, but it's often hard to judge that fact in the middle of the game. So here's an instance where I knew my team was coming, so I went in and just delayed them. My goal was to delay them and then stop damage. So after landing that ult and they tried to collapse on me, I went into dodge mitigation mode. And here's the Jax. He presses that E. I'm going to do what I can to make it waste. And I want to stay healthy so I can take a burst if I fail a dodge or have to go in. So that was the big thing here. You know, going against a bursty team, you want to be real healthy and you want to be ready to dodge them skill shots at all times. And also prioritizing the farm. Now Fiora is getting strong and pretty nasty up here, so it seems like a good idea to just support her and capitalize on her strength. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Just helping her get a little more fed, making sure she doesn't die. Wishing she didn't get hit by that, but that's okay. If she didn't get hit by that, I think Lux died there. I'm really hesitant about using my ult because I keep missing them this game, so sometimes I get a little braver and crazier with them and dive anybody and everybody. But this game I wasn't feeling super confident, so I was kind of waiting for perfect chances like there. There I knew I had no chance of missing. And that's just the way it goes sometimes. It's all about, this game is all about dodging skill shots and that sort of stuff. I guess I've already said that. But as you can see there, my duty was basically to get them to waste their cooldowns, get out alive, and then hope the team cleans up as they did. Now, when this kind of, you have this feel of a game and your team does not clean up, instead they just, I don't know, do something goofy or go die, which happens very frequently in solo queue. You never know what you're going to get. These games are borderline impossible to win, so I'm very lucky to have a team that actually knows how to play and carry, or at least a couple players that do. But this is not always the case. This was not a strong win in my opinion. I could have done a lot better, but I wanted to showcase this game because a lot of important things happen, and you know, this is how a lot of wins go. You just got to be consistent. You got to not get enraged and crazy and do stupid stuff. You just got to stay nice and stable, keep farming, and understand your duty this match, because your duty in every match is not always the same. I didn't really show it on camera a lot, but I took a lot of Jax's farm. He did some to me too, but that was one of the things I went back to anytime I could, was just taking his farm as a way of messing with them. Because if I can't carry, at least I can make them as weak as possible through my shenanigans and let my carries have a better shot at doing the job. But even so, Warwick gets really strong mid-game, I would say, just because once he has a few items he can become unkillable and does a lot of damage with just like 1 or 2 damage items. Even as full tank he still does a decent amount. But you can see what's going on here. They've got aced. We outplayed them quite a bit there, and there's really nothing they can do, so just gonna finish the game. Oh yeah. Decently smooth victory. So that's how you can carry as Warwick, even if you don't have the greatest game. You can just go into that mode of crowd control, being annoying, trying to support your carries the best you can, make the enemy waste resources, steal and farm, and that can end up netting you a win. Hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe, and I have a Patreon if you'd like to help me with producing these videos as well. It would mean a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.